she'd be hot. So here we go. I couldn't age less. I bought a new moisturizer last month because I figured I'd better take advantage of the fact that women's magazines kindly recommend these items to folks like me, helpfully segmenting their suggestions by decades. Let me tell you, nothing underscores the passage of time so much as reading articles segmented into decade groupings, and you are now at the tail end of the aforementioned grouping. Once upon a time, I quickly consumed information about beauty regimens for women in their 20s, never noticing the advice for the elderly that comes afterwards. As the decades have rolled by, I now fly past the helpful, in your 20s you should, section followed by, in your 30s you should, and tidbit, I make a quick pit stop at in your 40s you should, to see if I missed something in the past. Pick that up a little bit there. And then I land in the 50s. I know, you thought I was so much younger. And that's why I have all nearsighted friends, by the way. All of you, I think, are nearsighted. If you're not, I don't know, you got one.
Well, I've got a cataract, so that's
perfect. That's my best friend, Bill. That's how, the weight of my heart, not pie anymore, evidently. So, in your 50s, they say things like, well, you can try this, but really, you won't notice much of a difference, okay, not helpful. So as I settle in to reap the wisdom of the beauty editors, that I can almost feel the 20-something writers giving up after tackling what is sure to be the final stage of caring about your appearance, the last hurrah, your 50s. The magazine might as well type in an italicized disclaimer that pronounces, looking for beauty products and advice after your 50s? What bother? And I feel like, by the way, P.S., I don't want to have to work on my personality at this late date. That's a lot of work. Okay? So take this opportunity to really work on the inside and elevate your personality. Oh, God, better you than me. To a heretofore unrealized asset. Yeah, it's not, maybe not always my assets. They then direct you to see article, elevating your personality to a heretofore unrealized asset. So I bought the heavy-duty axle grease product made from moose antler, an orchid that blooms once every 1,000 years. Eye of Newt that was recommended. As it turns out, this quality stuff eventually soaks in as heavily as does the realization that I've just paid as much for this liquid fountain of youth serum as I did for my daughter's first semester of college tuition. It didn't work, and I couldn't age less. Make sure and say this as though you're uttering that favorite phrase from moms everywhere when teens offer up lame excuses about why they're trying to skid in after curfew. I couldn't care less. I kept using it anyway because it was freaking expensive, as I mentioned. So for 30 days, I've been fairly glistening with moisture goodness. And it's clear that my water intake is right up there with the daily recommended requirement too. So it was with this well-hydrated and upbeat attitude that I sashayed into the health food store that I mentioned to you to pick up a few necessary almost food items. And on that point, I must make a few observations. Oh, how these must-haves have changed for me. Where once I couldn't live without Oreos, peanut M&Ms, and Caravel bars. Do you remember those Caravel bars? Okay. They had, that crisp rice. And they're not the same as the Grand 100 bar. It's not the same. I now must have things like flaxseed, green algae, and those stress relief tab thingies that prevent my non-self-editing alter ego from expressing herself. In stress relief measuring lingo, I call that 3 tabs away from doing much verbal harm. It takes me 3 tabs before I shut up. Yes, so there I was, bothering to care about how I look and eat, which is, when it happened, a painful, defining moment. The little twinkie at the register asked me if I'd like to use my senior discount. Come again, I gasped, standing up straighter and trying to unfurrow my crone brow. Your senior discount, it'll save you 10%, she offered helpfully as she surveyed my vast supplies of senior-like purchases. There was no Metamucil, by the way. After all, as a senior, I must also be on a fixed income. That's how it works. I tried to keep the snark out of my tone unsuccessfully, as it turned out. When I heard myself say snippily, well, maybe when I am a senior, I'll do that. I may have even harumphed, I'm not sure. Thus, just to save face, I didn't take the discount so that she wouldn't know that I qualified. Brilliant. care how I look, what I eat.